now, fee, and make your nose buzz. Fee. Everybody. Fee. So when you sing words, it's necessary to open and shut your mouth so the words come out when you're singing them. Okay? So this is the exercise for that. It's called ADADA. Can everybody say ADADA?
ADADA.
ADADA. Try it. ADADA. Okay, this next instrument I'm going to play is in Spanish. It's called la gaita. In the Italian community, I was known as Giovanni lo Zompognaro, John the Bagpiper. This is called mizwid in Arabic. And here I have a fellow from Tunisia. And then we have Algeria, Iraq, Turkey, and Tunisia there. So that's Tunisia. This is a gourd. In Spanish, what is this called? Does anybody know? Calabaza, see. So, the interior of the calabash is much larger than the interior of my mouth in comparison. Okay, so now we put this on, and suddenly we can hear this much more easily than when I was playing it with the mouth. It's not loud, honey, don't worry. We've got two bridges. We've got one bridge here and one bridge here, and the string vibrates in between. Does everybody see the string vibrate? Like that. Okay, so now you take this bridge and we put it in the middle. So what's happening? Anybody?
It's going up and down.
Yes. So the sound's getting higher, and this is lower. So this is a slower vibration, and this is a faster vibration. Now, Pythagoras found out, the Greek philosopher and mathematician, found out that if you divide the string exactly in half, you get what the Greeks call the octave. So here's no, and then I put it in here. And it's the same on either side. Now, if you put it at the 2/3 point, you get the fifth. And it doesn't matter how long or short the string is, these proportions are the same. And Pythagoras used that to suggest that number is inherent in all things, that all things have numbers. In the Greek, ancient Greek, this was called the kithara. Can everybody say kithara?
Yeah.
And in Latin, Roman Latin, it was called lyra. Can everybody say lyra?
Yeah.
What is making this really different is that it's under different tension. So this one is low tension, and this is high tension. What you have here is a bow that has rosin in it. And rosin is a sticky substance that makes the horsehair on this bow stick on the strings. So this is how it sounds when it's bowed. This is called Moyilamar, my living brightness. She Maleko Gilamar, She Moheza Gilamar, Zuna Faini Moraseno, Huigi Moyilamar. This is called, in Irish, it's called crit. Can everybody say crit?
Crit.
In Welsh, it's called the cruth. Can everybody say cruth? In English, it was called the crowd. Can everybody say crowd?
Crowd.
In Scandinavia, it was called talharpa. Can everybody say talharpa? And then in Finland, it was called juikantila. All right. This is actually the first application of a keyboard onto a stringed instrument, long before the piano. So, would you back up? So on the surface of the wheel is rosin. And I carry my rosin around in this. And rosin is very abrasive, so I have to put cotton on the strings. And so this is what rosin looks like. It's basically the sap of the pine tree. Hey! This is from the head of a cow, right?
Yes.
And inside is a thing called the matrix. You have to knock that out. And basically what you're doing is you're buzzing your lips. This kind of concha is from what sea animal? Anybody? The snail. Now what they do, when the snail starts out as a little tiny animal, it is little tiny shell. And then it keeps growing and growing and making more spirals. And then finally, it dies and the shell washes up on the beach. And this is from Hawaii, so the Hawaiians play this as part of their music. This is not a snake. This is from a ram's horn.
It looks like it.
And the ram's horn normally looks just like this. And sometimes it curls up. The older the ram gets, the more it curls. So anyway, this is in the Jewish tradition, this is called shofar, which means to be bright. So this is the large size. So what they do is this is curled up and they heat it and they pull it, stretch it until it's out like this. And this is the Bar Shevet family of Moroccan Jews who immigrated to Israel in 1948. So they make these now in Israel instead of Morocco. You take a piece, each one of these has a node because it's basically a grass and it grows up in sections. And so this has to be knocked out. Each one of these is a wall. And you have to knock it out with a sharp stick or with a piece of metal. And you make one of the nodes into a mouthpiece. Now this is what it sounds like without the calabash. Now you put this on it, and this concentrates the sound energy and makes it louder. So you put this on. And now, you have what the Greeks called the saltpipes. Can everybody say saltpipes?
Saltpipes.
Isn't that loud?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's go and try this ourselves. Form your hand into a fist, like this. Take it up against your lips and buzz your lips. Try it. Double tonguing. Listen, double tonguing is tuka, 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 tuka. And triple tonguing is tutuka, tutuka, tutuka. So single tonguing sounds like this. Theremin.
Escuche Waldo. Dale, papi. Go, girl.
This in Irish is called a bowron. Now, bower in Gaelic means to be deaf. Sordo, I believe, in Spanish. So anyway, you're deaf by virtue of the drum being. Now, the secret of this is to just start going simply down like this. And then you go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then everybody shake your hand. Shake your hand like this. Oh, feels so good. And if you're left-handed, shake your left hand. But if you're right-handed, shake your right hand. Shake both hands. Oh, it feels so good. Oh man. So now in combination, what I do is I'm down, up, and I'm shaking my hand at the same time. It's like that. Now, this is the Italian tambourine. This one. Viva la populo, viva la populo. And this is called tar, deaf. This is actually from Syria, this one. And they used to use this for winnowing trays. What is winnowing? Well, you get the grain, trigo. You get wheat, rye, oats, barley. You put it in here, stand with your wind to your back, you know, and see where the wind was. And then you put the grain in here, and you toss it up in the air, and the wheat would go up in the air and fall back down, but the chaff, which is the outside of the seed, would blow away. And so that's called winnowing. Can everybody say winnowing? Winnowing. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is the act of winnowing. So this is used for agriculture. It's not just a musical instrument. Okay, so doom is in the middle, tek is on the rim. So doom is a low note, tek is a high note. So melody beat, countryside beat, doom doom, tek a doom doom, tek a doom, tek a doom doom, tek a doom. Like that. How many of you here have takeout pizza? You know, and your folks give you break in a box like this, right? See? There's no pizzas in this. But this is what you can do when you get a pizza box, tape it down, put 3 holes in the back, and now you got a drum, you see. When you get a pizza, save the box. Eat the pizza, save the box, put the holes in, and practice. Okay, so pass it out. Here. Pass it out. Pass it out. This one, hey, very good. Everybody's got the down part? You got the down, down? Just like this. Okay, now, in combination with the down, go down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Now remember the loose wrist? Okay, in combination. Navajo Indian flute, and I actually experimented with many California flutes, and every tribe or nation in California had a version of this flute. Some are made out of Arundo donax or Arundo phragmites, and others are made out of elder. Elder has little berries that are only good when they're ripe. You should never eat elderberries when they're not ripe. But anyway, this is a piece of wood that has a soft spongy interior. You poke that out with a stick, and then you sharpen the edge, and you blow against the edge, and you get this. Then you'd go over to this end. So, depending on which end you blew it, and all California flutes blow from either end, what happens is that you get a different scale because the holes are in a different relationship in the length of the flute. So here is the Clear Lake model, and this has 5 holes. So this has 4, this has 5. Then you turn it over. So that's the California flutes. And now we have the ones that are from South America, but they're actually, these have a worldwide distribution. And basically this is Carrizo cane, Arundo donax, that's blocked at the nodes. See the node walls? And then it's open on this end. And what you're doing is you're blowing. Now you can start the tone by going t, t, t. We call that tonguing. So just single tonguing is t, t, t. Double tonguing is tuka, tuka, tuka. And triple tonguing is tukata, 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 tukata. Now I got to put on the hat. This is from Ecuador in South America, and I need you guys to lay down a primitive beat for me. Come on. If I blow across the top of the bottle, half of the air is going into the bottle, the other half is going across the top, and that makes the air fluctuate or wave back and forth. Now I dump some water out, then a little bit more. You can't see, but it's there. What we're breathing. It's called air. So the more air in the bottle, the slower it vibrates and the lower the pitch. So here. Now the bevel goes to the outside, and this has to go up here. You can't blow it out here. You have to put it up against your lower lip and tongue the note. Bulgaria. And this is called a soufflador in Spanish, and also known as a fuel, and we call it in English a bellows. This is called in Irish fiv uilleann, which means uilleann pipe, and it refers to the fact that it has an elbow for the bellows. So each inside the interior of each one of these is a reed. and I have to make my own reeds. See, it's just a stick with holes in it without the reed. So I put the reed in. The longer the column of air, the lower the note. So as I cover the holes, now this won't work down here if this is open. So I put this inside.
You need that thing to blow?
Yes. So you huff up the bellows, and this inflates the bag. And this particular bag is leather folded over and sewn. So there's the leather. And then there's a cover, a nice green velvet cover. And this plays the melody, this part here, is called the chanter. Lord and China, be the ink of Philip and gold. Lord and China, be the ink of Philip and gold.